All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. It's gonna be a short video, just quick updates on a few news coming out of Arsenal. Merino is injured. He has a fracture. He's gonna have to go through he's gonna have to undergo surgery, and this is about 3 months ish, or even possibly end of the season. So for me personally, I think it's out of the season. So that's done there. Now, on Saka's injury apparently is not serious. He did feel okay today. So Arteta's press conference says we're going to watch him today and see if it's going to be maybe something else. He'll sit out the Chelsea game and maybe play over the weekend against Sunderland, or maybe he can play against Chelsea. So they don't know yet. So that's that one. Now, in terms of replacement, Arsenal is in the market to replace Merino. Arteta did confirm that in his press conference today that Arsenal, in fact, his response was, of course, we will be looking to replace. So that was very assuring to see that he's actually confident, and I'll say, he feels it's the right thing to do, and I think it's the right thing to do. Now, on Merino personally, guys, I'm not a Merino, the midfielder fan. I think I am more on the Merino, the striker fan. As a midfielder, he just doesn't cut it for me. I think he's very poor as a midfielder. That's my personal opinion. Now, as a striker, I think he pops up very important goals. He makes really good runs. He's deadly up front. In the box, he's very deadly. So we're missing that. I've never really seen him as a Declan Rice replacement. He's never done it for me in the midfield, like ever. I think he's slow on the ball. He tends to always want to fall down, pull players back when he's bits. Consider foul necessarily. I'm not a fan of Mikel Merino, the midfielder, but I am a fan of Mikel Merino, the striker. Possible replacement. So we got this. There's the rumor is that, and from some credible sources, that Arsenal is in for Tonali of Newcastle. That is today. I just don't see that happening. Tonali, I absolutely love Tonali. I think he's a fantastic box-to-box midfielder. But I just don't see how Newcastle will let him go this January. Newcastle, even in the summer, he's one of the most important players. The midfield of Tonali, Gomaresh, and Joe Linton is their strongest midfield. So, and he's been the most consistent player alongside Gomaresh this season. I don't see how that's going to happen. Now, some folks have said that there's some PSR reasons why they could look into it, but they might as well wait till January. Now, other folks have said the reason why Arsenal is going for Tonali is because we foresee a world where at the end of the season, Nordgaard or Mikel Merino might leave the club, and with basically Tonali becomes that long-term solution for if either of them leaves the club. That makes sense if that's the reasoning. But in terms of cost, we're looking about 60 to 80 million. I just don't see it. Not because Arsenal obviously, Arsenal were well within our rights to go for Tonali. I think it's a perfect replacement. He's a better player than Mikel Merino. He doesn't offer you the striker, attributes that Mikel does, but he's, as a midfielder, he will go toe-to-toe with any midfielder in Arsenal, to be honest with you. If we're thinking about long-term to sign him as a replacement for the potential exit of Nordgaard or Mikel Merino, that makes sense. But I think it's not up to us. It's up to Newcastle. I'm not optimistic that they will let him go. The other options, for me personally, if I think about this team, I look at, the role that Declan Rice plays and the role that, Zubimendi plays. I would bank on Nordgaard. Point is, I will not sign a midfielder. Even if I did, I won't sign a midfielder in the mode of Mikel Merino. I'll sign a different midfielder. So Tonali obviously is one of them. For me personally, if I was to pick a player to sign this window, this is going to sound crazy. I would go for Karim Benzema. Honestly, I feel like this team needs goals. Benzema is like an 8/10 and offers you that connectivity with the midfield. Now, obviously, he's aged. He's not going to give you the same energy or engine that a Declan Rice or Kobe give. I've always said Benzema is a player who can play. He's such an intelligent player. A bit like what Harry Kane is doing at Bayern. A lot of the time is in the midfield. Benzema is that kind of player for me. There's Bruno Neves. Neves, the former Wolves player, who I think United are in for. I don't think they'll get him this window, but that's a quality replacement. And from a midfield perspective, he's a free kick specialist, shoots outside the 18-yard box. So for me, that's a good alternative as well. And there's N'Golo Kante. Now, Kante is kind of divided because Kante kind of will sit where Zubimendi sits or Nordgaard or Rice sits, but Kante will improve this team. If we're looking at midfielders, on the attacking front, for me, the player who solved the attack / midfield problem is Karim Benzema, but midfield proper and still goes from midfield. Neves will be my pick. I'm sure the other players are looking at, but this is the players I would go for. Tonali, I think, is a pipe dream. I don't think it will happen this window. I just don't see how Newcastle will be silly enough or dumb enough to let Arsenal sign their best player in January. Yes, they may not make it to Europe this season, but they still need to perform. So that's that. So the next game is obviously Chelsea. Chelsea's tomorrow. I didn't even realize. I thought it was Wednesday. It's tomorrow. We have the advantage. Chelsea are playing well. I'm not gonna lie. There's a resurgence going on with Chelsea. Rossini has done a really good job with the team. So I expect it to be a close one. But I think we have enough in our tank to secure this final spot. Yeah, so that's what I think. Let me know what you think about my suggestions for players to replace Mikel Merino. And yeah, leave me comments and leave me likes. Thanks. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.